So used to saying good morning, but good afternoon, everybody. I'm so excited that you're all here. Thank you so much for taking this time on this hot, humid September Saturday to come down and be a part of our process. I want to put on my special. Did I bring them in? I have my special glasses with me today. They're my love lenses. Because this is a big deal that we're doing here at Unity on the River. So I have my special lenses on because we're looking at Martine a little differently today. We're looking. Oh, can you turn? It is on. Can you hear me now? So I'll speak louder. So we're looking at Martine through a different lens. We're looking at her through, of course, always through the lens of love, but as a candidate for our sacred and holy, honored senior minister position. So in just a minute, I'm going to turn it over to Martine. So she'll pray us in, and she'll be able to start her workshop. But per the request of the worship team, I'm going to read our vision for a spiritual leader for Unity on the River. The spiritual leader of Unity on the River is a heart-centered, inspired teacher and mentor who lovingly embodies the highest and most joyful vision for Unity on the River in the world. We know that these visions are already established in divine mind. We pray that we, as a congregation, can embody the visions we've set forth. We must be the visions that we want to see in the world. And with that, I'll be turning it over to Martine in just one moment. At the end of today's workshop, we'll be handing out a survey. It's really important for you to fill those out and give them back to us. All right, thank you. And Martine, take it away.
Oh, hello. Hello, beloveds. God's glorious afternoon. I'm looking at each and every one of you. I'm just acknowledging each and every one of you as the face of God in my heart and in my life. And I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity. It is such a gift. It is such a gift because I did not know if I would make it to September of 2025. And to be here in spiritual community with you is such a gift to my heart, mind, and my body temple. So thank you for coming out on a Saturday. I am extremely grateful. So before we turn to prayer, I absolutely adore our unity principles. And just to create the vibration of oneness in the quantum field, could we speak these principles together? So we are going to start I want to be looking in your direction. So let's take a cleansing breath in. We are centering. You can place your hand on your heart. Just take in the very essence of God, this breath of life that is breathing us. Every day is a miracle. We woke up this morning, we were given another breath, another day. What a great blessing. So coming back to this time and place, let's begin. I will speak the statement and then we'll all say it together. So I'll begin with the very first one. God is absolute good, everywhere present. Together. God is absolute good, everywhere present. The Christ Spirit is in each of us. The Christ Spirit is in each of us. Number 3, we create our life experiences with our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Number 3, we create our life experiences with our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Number 4, prayer is our connection with God mind. Let's know this together. Prayer is our connection with God mind. And number 5, It is not enough to know the truth. We must live it. It is not enough to know the truth. We must live it. These are ancient wisdom principles that have been around since the beginning of time. And thank you for anchoring them with me this afternoon. So my workshop is called How to Soar in Troubling Times, the spiritual alchemy of turning lead to gold. I was blessed a few weeks ago to be in Banff, Canada, Calgary, Alberta, Calgary, for the Centers for Spiritual Living spiritual retreat. And the theme was SOAR, the hero's journey. And I think the week before I'd given a sermon here about the hero's journey. So it's amazing how we will download. The theme of the retreat was revelation, restoration, and grace. And I just really began thinking about the word soar, how it seems like an impossibility on the planet at a time such as this. And yet, because of the spiritual principles that we share, that we are committed to, and that we are in communion with each other and these principles, regardless of what's happening on the planet or in our lives, we can soar. So, Lee, I'd love the first slide. Oh, good, it's up. So, my beloveds, welcome. I'm inviting each and every one of us to take a collective breath. Let's just take a breath together. Because we are a mastermind group. Wherever two or more are gathered, God is, the very presence of the love intelligence of the universe is present. So today we enter the sacred laboratory of the soul. Today we are going to learn the art of alchemy, not the old science of turning metals into gold, but the spiritual work of turning life's burdens into wisdom, fear into faith, and heaviness into light. This is the sacred work of our time. This is what we're being called to. And in this moment, I would like us to hold in our hearts, let's have a moment of silence for the small children whose lives were taken in Milwaukee at the Catholic school. We're holding in our hearts the parents, the whole community. We're holding in our hearts also the young trans person who made their transition. We are all one in God. Thank you. Hold in your hearts whatever situations on the planet that have been upsetting to your soma, to your nervous system. Giving them all to God, to the love intelligence, the divine mind of the universe. So let's bend our hearts, our heads to our hearts, and open in prayer. Beloved presence, infinite spirit, light of the world, fire of our souls, we turn to you now. We acknowledge that there is heaviness on the planet and in our lives. Losses, fears, anxieties, the bombardment of news and noise. And yet within the very center of this heaviness burns a golden flame. Your light, unshaken, unextinguished, eternal. Today we open ourselves to the great work of spirit the alchemy of the soul. We offer the lead of our burdens to your refining fire, and we say, transmute us, lift us, shine through us. May every word spoken, every breath shared, and every silence we hold together be touched by your glory. And please join me in saying, brothers and sisters, and so it is. So, beloveds, I wanted to talk about the mysticism of alchemy. Alchemy is more than just a dusty word or an ancient tradition. Alchemy is the story of our souls. It's the soul's journey, it's the hero's journey. And we are all going through an alchemical process right now, whether we like it or not, regardless of what's happening in our lives. And for those of us who are blessed with good things in our lives, those are manifestations that are yours by right of consciousness. Those of us who are going through neutral or so-so manifestations in our lives, those are also yours by right of consciousness. And you have the opportunity to clean up your consciousness. And those who are truly going through the dark night of the soul, do not lose hope. You are being reborn in the divine cauldron of the Most High. You are being all of the challenges, all of the issues of your life are being transmuted through the divine, Holy Spirit, God, mind, energy, and you are being born again. And you will make it through the transformation, just like the phoenix. So when we look at our personal lives and our collective world, I'm using this metaphor of feeling the weight of lead, pressing down. So lead is heavy, it's dense, it pulls us, and we don't know where the lead experiences are taking us, and many times it feels as though they're permanent. But I'm here to tell you today that these experiences shall pass. So many times lead experiences can look like losses we never expected, the fear that comes from health challenges, whether in our own lives or the lives of loved ones, but something happening in the bodies of those we love or in our body temple. The anxiety, I'm calling it the spirit of confusion that is running through the collective consciousness of humanity. So it's creating this out of sorts anxiety. You can't pinpoint it, but it's there. It hums beneath the surface when we scroll endlessly through social media, comparing likes, and gasping when we see things that are just so appear to be out of this world. There is a constant stream of CNN, constantly negative news. The CNN of life. So this is a frequency of despair. It's a frequency that tells us that our world is broken. And it's simply that we are going through an alchemical process. We are on a collective hero's journey in the dark night of the soul, and we are being born again. But my beloveds, like anything, we must choose it. And it's not a fun choice. Who wants everything that they've ever known to be dissolved and to wait for the birthing of the new? So we're basically in the birthing process. We're in the gestation process, and we don't know what we're going to get. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl or something else. So we're in that gestation process, and that requires the faith of God. The faith of God. not simply our faith, but divine faith. And that is what the alchemists of antiquity had. They had the faith of God, a mystical knowing that they could turn these metals into gold. So we are going to take whatever it is in our lives that we consider to be heavy or broken or discouraging. We're going to take that lead, or just being in this world. Things could be fine in your life, but look at what's happening on the planet. And because we are spiritual beings and this community is so practiced, we are sensitive. We're picking up this vibration of a spirit of confusion, as I'm calling it. But it can be transmuted. And we're going to do that. So the lead is the basic frequency of life on the planet at this time. It's the density of grief, fear, doubt, worry, shock. Many are still reeling from the shock of the election. Many are still very happy with that outcome, and it makes no difference. We are all children of God, and I've decided that I am practicing the joy that the world didn't give me and the joy that the world cannot take away. So regardless of what's happening in the political landscape of the planet, I'm choosing to be happy. And that is what I'm calling us to do. It's really time that we stop political infighting and have compassion for each other and begin to see we're spiritual beings. We can actually choose to download and see why the so-called other side voted the way they do. We can see with the spiritual eyes of compassion if we're willing to tune in spiritually. You will know. You will know. Life on this planet can be frightening. Change is hard. And so there were many, many, many factors. But beyond all that, there is a vibration, the golden miracle vibration of God. And we can tune into that frequency, and we can change our circumstances into the golden vibration of the love intelligence of this universe. So, pardon me. So, alchemy is about transformation. Lead represents the dead, heavy experiences of life. So we are living in times where the world itself feels heavy like lead. This was the metaphor that came to me in meditation. News cycles, personal struggles, financial uncertainty, political division, they press on us. So we are being called to be spiritual alchemists. So alchemy in New Thought is not about changing metals in a laboratory. It's about transforming consciousness. So gold represents wisdom, peace, divine abundance. These are all the things that we can have. And the crucible where the metal is transformed, the crucible is in our soul. And it's the fire of spirit within us that transform us. So the alchemist within you, the alchemist within you is the one who takes the heaviness of this moment and says, I will not be defined by lead. I'm here to reveal gold. So can you say that after me? I'm here to reveal gold. I am here to reveal gold. Again, I am here to reveal gold. So at this time of great upheaval, we are called to alchemy. So, the origins of alchemy were found in Egypt, in Greece. Alchemy and the experimentation of the alchemist led to a lot of the innovations that we find in medicine and chemistry. So it wasn't for naught. It wasn't just silly experiments by, progressive or off the beaten path scientists or innovators of the time. It actually led to a lot of innovations. Could I have the next slide, please? So gold. So gold is considered sacred. Gold is considered one of the most sacred and still metals on the planet. And gold, many of the people who experience NDEs have said that when they went through that tunnel, they came to the end and they were surrounded by a golden light. So many of the gurus and spiritual teachers of the centuries of the planet have said that the Infinite One vibrates in the highest heavens of golden light. So gold as a mineral, gold as a metal has been revered since the beginning of time. And if any of you are following the gold markets, you know that it's really important to invest in gold right now because no one's really sure what the dollar is backed by. So if you have gold, many economists are saying you will make it through the upcoming times. So hold on to your gold. So it's very, very difficult when we are going through challenges and uncertainties and all of the violence on the planet. It just hurts your heart. I went to parochial school from kindergarten until 12th grade. I never went to public school. I wore a uniform. I think that's why I'm such a fashionista. I had to wear a uniform for how many years is that? 12 years. So I think that's why I ditched the uniform. But I remember being a little kid and going to weekly church sermons. So it was very, very hard to hear about what happened a week and a half ago. So it's very sad that so many of us are hurting, that the young person who did such a thing is our brother, is our sister, is hurting so much that some of us feel that we have to act in such ways. But know that even though those lives were lost, those little children are infinite, ageless, timeless beings, and they are with the Most High. We weep, but we always know that we are eternal. So that's what keeps me hopeful whenever these things are happening. So, my question, and I would love it if you could share with me or with each other, if your current challenges were a spiritual experiment, what might God be trying to transform in you? So if your current challenges were a spiritual experiment, what do you think God is attempting to transform in you? And is anyone willing to share? I know it's very intimate, it's an intimate space, but I would love if anyone would be willing to share. Would you like the mic? Thank you. Thank you.
Patience.
Patience.
It's not always easy to have. It's always easy to lose.
Waiting on God. Patience. God's timing, not our timing.
So my lifetime spiritual challenge is my family.
Yes.
So I think that for me, it's about acceptance.
Yes.
That I can only change myself and not others.
Exactly. Accepting what is. Thank you, my beloved sister. Accepting what is. How hard is that? Especially when it comes to family, and we've all grown up with ideal families on TV. So you can, that inner child can really, really get upset about why didn't I get that family where everybody gets along and it's okay. So it's okay to soothe that child and to release and accept what is, to practice acceptance.
To stay in a state of observation and not
Yes.
judgment.
The observing self. Have you ever noticed that when you are aligned with your spiritual practice, suddenly you have an observer self that is very prominent. You can feel its presence. I've felt the presence. It's observing you, that you, the personality, ego mind you, and all experiences. And you're watching yourself react or respond. You're watching yourself interact. And so when you are tuning and aligning with your spiritual practices and doing them to the best of your ability, the observer's mind, the I am presence reawakens, and you observe all of life. And that is an important part of spiritual practice. So the spiritual aura of gold. Gold is universal. So across cultures, it symbolizes enlightenment, purity, divine radiance. Even those who have had the near-death experiences all talk about a golden light. So we're going to do a very short meditation where we're just going to tune into our golden light. So if you are so willing, if you take anything off of your lap, we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and we're not always aware that there is a golden frequency around us in the universe and emitting from our body temples. So close your eyes and just breathe in the wonderful oxygen and carbon molecules all around us. And imagine yourself being bathed in golden light. You can imagine it from the top of the ceiling of this beautiful sanctuary, or just wherever you are in your mind's eye. It can be like a gentle drizzle of rain, or it can be like a beautiful golden waterfall. Feel it shining from within, not just upon you. See it revitalizing every cell and atom of your being. We are ageless, timeless beings. Age is not a reality. See it restoring your body temple with enthusiasm, the golden joy of enthusiasm for life. Imagine the golden light of the Holy Spirit. So wherever you are, you see the image or symbol of the divine Holy Spirit who brings the gifts of wisdom, discernment, spiritual dominion, and spiritual power. Wherever you are, imagine that suddenly there's a golden chalice or glass, and it's filled with golden light, and that light is divine, and you can drink from it. That is the light of ascension. It is the light of spiritual awakening. And whisper to yourself, the gold is within me. Silently or aloud, the gold is within me. The gold is within me. So this waterfall of divine golden light is cleansing any shadow, any dust, any and all weariness. The gold is within me. So gently come back to this time and place. Wonderful. I don't know about you, but I needed that. So the captivating beauty of gold. So gold captures our attention with its shine. It represents prosperity, wisdom, and the union of the material with the spiritual. When we live from our inner gold, we bridge heaven and earth. So gold is not about wealth simply on the outside, but it's the radiance of spirit within us. So right now, I'd like you to find a partner because we are going to do some journal prompts. I know you have a piece of paper. We are going to journal, and the question is, where in my life, and I'll repeat it again, where in my life have I seen my own inner gold shine through? Where in my life have I seen my inner gold shine through? You're going to share that with your partner, and then we are going to share it with the group. Where in my life have I seen my inner gold shine through? Yes, you can write and then you share. Pardon me. You have about 3 minutes. But if you're done quicker, so the question again is, where in my life have I seen my own inner gold shine through? Because it can be really hard for us to give credit to ourselves and for the divine light that we are. Yes. So, what is my So please start finishing up if you can. And you're going to share with your partner, and then we're going to share. Let's share as a group. I'd like you to share with your partners, actually. So can we come back and finish up, wrap up? Okay, and so who would like to share? Let's come back to the group. And who would like to share where in their life they've seen their own inner gold shine through? You get. So who would like to share how they've seen their inner gold shine through? David, great. You have to stand. Oh, great. Thank you, Amy. Thanks for going back and forth.
I wrote a bunch of stuff because I am amazing. But, what
Yay! You have to speak up so we can hear.
I said when I really listen to somebody else and when I remind other people who they really are.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else? We need some shares here. We're going to boost our own shine. We're going to say, I shine in these ways.
So I wrote that I helped Jane Cowan when she couldn't help herself. So I helped her move and find a place in a senior community.
That's wonderful. Supporting others, listening. Like David, what an art is that, to really listen and allow someone to be present for you. That's a practice.
I feel like when I'm taking care of my grandchildren, I feel like my heart is so full that the gold is just flowing out and they're the face of God every time I look at them.
Oh, that's beautiful, because I didn't grow up with my grandmothers. They had both passed away. So it's so important. What a gift of love you are. And we bless your longevity as well.
I put in a couple playful things, so taking care of animals
Yes,
when I'm happy, even if I'm, mucking stalls.
yes.
Boogie boarding is when my light really shines through, my happiness.
Yes.
And most recently, sometimes the light doesn't have to always be.
You have to get closer
The
to the
light
mic.
doesn't
Thank
have
you.
to always be about, the gold can look differently.
Yes, it can.
And in this one time, my dear friend passed away a month ago.
Yes.
And the day before he died, I sang to him for 3 hours,
Oh.
Joni Mitchell tunes and Bob Dylan tunes and original tunes, and he was outside and the breeze was blowing, and and I was in my feelings. So when I was sad, I shared my sadness with him and cried, and and then there's a sense of essence that comes through when you feel raw. And
Yes.
and with song and singing, it's an energy. So I feel like even though it's a different coloring than the joy that I get when I'm boogie boarding, it's still the same shade of gold.
Well, you brought in the very presence of God.
Right.
In
yeah.
and through your being. What a gift to usher someone to the other side. Can we applaud our sister? That is not an easy thing to do. Thank you. Bravo, sister. It's so easy to run away from the hard. Yes. Yes, my beloved.
I was thinking when you said it's hard to find it and see it in yourself,
Yes.
and I was thinking that I don't see it in myself. I see it when I'm serving others. I see it in them, in their gratitude, in their loving exchange when we're
Yes.
exchanging our gifts.
You are so golden to me that I don't even understand that, but I understand. You are all gold, sister. You are all gold. You shine. Sister, you shine. So anyone else? Reverend Denise and Bernard. Thank you, Amy, walking around.
For me, I feel strongly in that when I am truly in my mission of compassionately spreading joy and encourage laughter.
Yes.
I'm all about wake the fun up.
Yes.
I mean, and that's
I
kind
can't
of-
wait to dance at your party. I actually have salsa dance shoes I'm wearing. I'm
you
wearing
better
my
be ready.
sneakers.
I'm so excited. Yes, and thank you again for switching.
Please, please, thank you. Thank you, Reverend Denise, for all you do, because you do bring that joy and laughter to us. And then Bernard, oh, yes.
Hi, I put sharing the light of my soul with a smile for everyone I meet.
That's right, well, you do. And those hugs. I was so nervous. My parasympathetic nervous system just went, shh. Bernard.
Oui.
Oui.
Oui. One of the things I do often is I do help people a lot. I'm always there. Typically, I don't need to be asked. If I see it needs to be done, that's part of my goal. But a bigger golden stream lately was having the faith to jump in and participate with enthusiasm in a relationship that scared me, but just to do it.
And it looks really good on you. Yay. And I remember our discussions. Yay. I love love. Yes, yes, yes. That takes a lot of courage.
And I'll
Takes a
share one
lot.
more.
Yes.
I think of gold, I think of the 12th power of understanding.
Yes.
And what I try to do is to use my power of understanding like a verb to ask, what don't I know in a circumstance or situation? And I find that that opens my heart more as well.
Yes. When we can come from the learner's mind, it's so easy in this life, especially as Westerners. We know so much. We're techie, we're modern, we have all these things. So our ego's like, I know everything. But to have that learner's mind, the gentle mind, the observer's mind, to accept what is, to see that we can make a difference no matter what our flaws may be. Turning lead into gold with your beloved friend that made the transition, the appearance of death, but minding and finding all the golden nuggets of truth that life and joy and peace and love are forever. That is turning the lead of life into gold. So it's really important that we begin to see the God power within, the golden light within us. And my beloved sister, I'm admonishing you to do some mirror work. Louise Hay talks about mirror work. If you're really having a hard time seeing the good, the gold is the metaphor for the good, please look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you, or I'm willing to love you. Sometimes it's hard to do the I love you, but I'm willing to love you. I'm willing to see the gold. You are golden. It makes me think of Jill Scott, living my life like it's golden. So no matter what's happening on the planet, we have to choose to live our lives like it's golden. So the magic of spiritual alchemy. So the true magic is not something that's far away. It's not reserved for the mystics of old. It's living within us. But in order to change lead to gold, we have to be able and willing to release. So I'd like you to begin on your dissolvable paper. You've been given a regular sheet of paper, and the other, it looks different. It's like a lighter looking paper. I'd like you, this is personal to you, and you are going to begin to write on that paper, what is the lead, the heaviness, the challenges, what lead am I willing to let go of in my life? Because we're going to do a wonderful ceremony after. But what is the lead that I'm willing, and I have more sheets of paper. I think there's about 100 of them. What is the lead in my life that I want to let go of? And we all know what that stuff is. Yes. Yes, Annie? Oh, good. We have lots. I have 100 sheets, so if you need 2 or 3. I really suggest that everyone order some dissolvable paper. I know you've used it before, but for yourselves. And whenever you're just feeling weighed down, you do a ritual of release. You write down what you release, and it dissolves in water. And then you throw that water out. But what is the lead? What is the heaviness? What are the challenges that I'm willing to let go of? So you can be jotting that down. And we're going to do this at the end of the workshop, so you don't have to fill it all up right now if you feel like it. And if you're not complete, we'll have time in the end. But what is the heaviness? What are the challenges? What are the fears? What are the doubts? What are the worries? What are the concerns? They all symbolize the lead. So we'll have time to finish at the end. So transformation of difficulties. Transformation begins when we see challenges not as punishments, but as invitations. And that's a hard one. You know, if you're going through a life challenge, to not see it as a punishment. At some point in my journey with my health opportunity of cancer last year, I woke up one morning and I thought, am I just cursed? That actually came out of my mouth. I was exhausted from, I think I was on my 10th radiation session. I didn't want to go. Part of me that morning, I felt as though, could I just lie in bed and let myself die? But I thought, with the mother that I have, she'll die and then there'll be 2 funerals. It'll be super dramatic. I guess I can't do that. I have to go. I have to get up, get dressed, and go. But sometimes a life challenge can feel like a punishment. And for a moment, I thought I was cursed. And then I said, I looked in the mirror and I said, girl, thinking like that is not going to bring about the outcome that you desire. So in that moment, even in my car on the way, because I was running late because I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to go that day. I prayed and I asked for help to see this challenge as a health opportunity and not as a punishment, not as a curse, but as an invitation. What was I being invited to see? What was I being invited to know? So every difficult situation has within it a seed of divine good. It has a seed of divine good. So the alchemist within asks us, what is Spirit making of this? And what treasures hide within this trial? So I'd like us to share aloud with each other. In your present challenge, is there a blessing or what is a hidden treasure? You don't have to tell us about the not what you're learning, but what is the hidden treasure in your trial, in the so-called challenge, in whatever situation you're going through that looks like a punishment. And the thing is that we don't spiritually bypass. You know, I had to feel my feelings that day. I prayed, I changed my attitude, but I was glum. I had 30 sessions of radiation ahead of me, and this was like the 10th, and I wanted to be done. And I even thought, well, maybe I want to be done with life. So I walked around with that energy. So we don't deny how we're feeling. But what is the treasure behind your challenge? Is anyone willing to share? You don't have to tell us what the challenge is if you don't want to. Yes. So for me, I'm like that day. What was the treasure? Well, I mean, the treasure was that I was 15, this is really the truth, 15 minutes away from the number 4 most world-renowned cancer center on the planet, with the best doctors in the world, with my best friend, who is my gynecologist, discovered the cancer and was on my care team. My mother said, what a blessing to have a best friend who's your doctor. I got VIP treatment, and I didn't have to drive for hours. So that was the treasure in the midst of that, of the difficulty in that day for me. And that no matter what, I was still alive. I was still alive. I didn't want to go to radiation, but I wasn't cremated yet. So what is the treasure?
Compassion.
Compassion?
Yeah. Compassion.
Compassion is the treasure behind your challenge. Anyone else? What is the treasure? What is the treasure behind your challenge, or the lead in life right now? Thank you. And Amy, if you want anyone, can anyone switch up maybe? Help Amy.
I'm sorry, I'm snorting.
That's okay.
The treasure for me is I get to do it again, try again.
Amen. We get to try again. Aren't we all just trying again? And David, I think David had his hand up. What is the treasure behind your challenge?
I think it's the insight. I think it's wisdom.
Wisdom and
I
insight.
think it gives you empathy for other people in the same situation. That where you can let judge, like, I mean, I think I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I judge myself a lot. And having the experiences that I've had, I can look at other people with a lot more kindness and understanding and hope for them.
Beautiful. So learning to actually, sometimes our heart getting broken by whatever we're going through opens our hearts. They're cracked wide open to receive and to give even more. Yes.
I get to shed false beliefs.
Amen. That's right. Exactly. For me, another treasure was that I got to go through something I never imagined I could get through. I never imagined it, and I certainly didn't imagine that I would get through it. And that is the treasure behind our challenge. So that is transforming lead into gold, when we can look for the treasure. And we live in a world that basically tells us that if, it sucks, too bad for you, oh well, we've all got problems and it's not going to get better. That's what the world tells you. But thank God we have this philosophy, our unity principles and beliefs, and we have the ancient alchemical process. Ooh, my beloved unity. I actually love this symbol, the dove, the Holy Spirit, God, mind, dove of wisdom. Is it centered? Okay. Yes. So we can rise above, just like this beautiful dove. This world tells us it's impossible, but we can change our circumstances into gold and look for the treasure behind our challenges. It's just so important to have that concept. I can't imagine, with all of the churching I did growing up, Catholic Caribbean, and believe me, you spend hours at church, nobody talked about how we can look at our challenges and look for the treasures. So I'm always so grateful for our unity movement and these progressive ideas. We are going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back, and I will continue. But we've been going for about an hour now, and maybe a little bit more, okay? And we will be back, and I will be back. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Hello, beloveds. Thank you. It's so nice to connect with everybody in our break. So, I'm going to be talking about right now transforming challenges into gold. So, in order to transform our challenges into gold, we must have a mindset of surrender and trust. So, affirming trust allows us to release resistance and invite positive change. So, surrender and trust. It's one thing to trust, but we all know how difficult it can be to surrender. And when we surrender in new thought, as Unity Truth students, it's that statement we make, this or something better. This or something better, but I surrender because the universe is also a mysterious place. So it's the witnessing mind, as someone has mentioned, staying in that witnessing mind. It's in acceptance of what is, and it's surrendering the outcome to spirit. We also have to change our thinking and see obstacles as growth opportunities. So by viewing challenges as spiritual growth, they're chances and opportunities for spiritual growth, we unlock transformation and inner development. So part of turning lead into gold is seeing obstacles as growth opportunities. And we know that adversity will become wisdom. Who knew? Who knew? I remember just being a teenager and thinking, wow, some of this hard stuff just sucks. But I didn't know that it would turn into wisdom. Every adversity turns into wisdom. So we have the mindset of transforming hardship into wisdom, and resilience is possible through faith. So right now on the planet, we are walking by faith and not by sight. We're optimists, so we believe that things will get better. And yet only the mind of God, the loving intelligence of the universe knows. But as truth students, we hold that highest truth and vision for the world. But resilience, we're going to have to be resilient to wait it out, to see the good come. So in the meantime, we have to be resilient, and that is through faith, intention, and a positive perspective. The day that I didn't want to go, and I have to be honest, there were only a few days like that. I think all of your prayers, my mother's prayers, my spiritual practices, I would go to my treatment, but I had that day where I just wanted to give up. But I had to be resilient, and I had to push through. And many of you have gone through that, or may be going through that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you, Chris. So, spiritual alchemy, this transformation prospect, is not abstract, it's practical. We use symbols, affirmations, meditations, visualization, all tools that shift our consciousness. So when we change our consciousness, life is also transformed. So I'd like you to just close your eyes for 5 minutes. Get comfortable. This is going to be a quick, short, these are exercises you can do yourself as well when you're feeling stuck. This is actually one that I do. So close your eyes and think of one lead thought, a negative thought that you often repeat. Fear, that fear thought, that worry thought, that thought that's filled with limitation or anxiety. Now place that thought on an altar in your mind. So you're taking that thought that you repeat to yourself. It's that negative set point. It's that thing, you know it. You know that voice. You know this thought. Now place it on this altar and speak to that thought. Say silently to yourself, inwardly, this is being transformed into truth. This thought is being transformed into truth. So replace it, take your time, put it on the altar, speak to it. We must speak to our circumstances. We must speak to our thoughts, our negative thoughts. Tell it that it's being transformed into truth and replace it with an affirmation. What affirmation can you replace it with? So, for example, I'm being held by God's wisdom and light. So now you've told that negative thought pattern that it's being transformed. Speak the affirmation to yourself. Breathe that in and come back. When you feel that you have that affirmation, you can even write it in your notes. And I'd like you to share, if you'd like to, share that affirmation with someone sitting next to you or a partner. Just share the positive affirmation with someone. And you can do a triad, you can do pairs. So you've transformed that thought. You guys know, we all have that. We all have one of those or a couple of those statements we say to ourselves when things are not going right. It just comes up. You spoke to it, you've transformed it. Would anyone like to share the affirmation after you're done?
So my affirmation is that I am safe.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it really covers a bunch of different things,
Yes.
the stories I tell myself, but when it really comes down to it, it's about feeling safe.
Amen. Louise Hay always talks about that all is well, I am safe, everything is working out for my highest good, because so many of our negative thoughts are around, will I make it? Am I okay? So I am safe is a great universal affirmation of good. Thank you.
I am still loved by God.
I am still loved by God. It's never too late. God is never done with me. I am still loved by God. Anyone else who wants to share their affirmations with us? I need about 2 more shares. Thank you.
I am being called to be clean and clear.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm being called to be clean and clear. Wow. I think Brad had, pardon me. Beautiful. Don't we all need that? I'm being called to be clean and clear. We can always get cleaner, more sober. in our mental health practices, in our lives, everywhere. Yes.
I am free.
I am free. We're always free. That is a spiritual truth. It may not feel like it, but the more we declare it, it becomes true for us. Yes.
Life is joyful.
Life is joyful, no matter what's happening. I was the crazy person who had to psych herself up for radiation, and I would say, life is good no matter what. How are you today, Martine? And then a whole bunch of people would go, that crazy girl, oh God. She's here again, oh God. I had to psych myself up. Yes, beloved.
I'm willing to surrender to what is.
I'm willing to surrender
to what is.
To what is. Wow. Go on, masterful young woman. I'm willing to surrender to what is. That's the big mantra. Being willing to surrender to what is. And choosing joy, regardless of whether that changes or not. In this world, there will be trials and tribulations, but I've overcome the world. Thank you. Thank you for that little, so please, that is something that you can take, put that in your spiritual toolbox when you're having those moments. I don't know about you, but I can have these intensely repeating thoughts of negativity once I'm spiraling, and sitting and just doing that visualization, speaking to that thought and replacing it with a new one. So, soaring like an eagle. I don't often see eagles, but I was blessed to be in the San Juan Islands off of Washington State. And I was out running, and I'd never seen a live eagle in this shadow. I guess I was in the eagle's neighborhood, and it didn't like it, possibly, because it flew over my head, and the shadow was so big, I actually fell to the ground. I was so shocked. I was like, what's attacking me? You can tell I'm not an outdoorsy kind of girl. I was like, what the heck was that? It was just like, ah! On this road. So, to say the least, eagles are impressionable. They're very magnificent. So the eagle is the alchemist's totem. Oftentimes we see alchemists, wizards, shaman, priests and priestesses, holy men and women with a bird totem animal. This spiritual symbol for the masterful, awakened guru, because the eagle sees above and actually flies through the storms. So eagles are symbols of vision, renewal, and courage. They fly into the storm and rise higher. So eagles soar. And we can be like eagles if we so choose. And if we allow our spiritual practices to be the wind beneath our wings, and to allow the divine to help us rise. So the ego, I have, next slide, please. So the eagle is the alchemist's totem. Unlike smaller birds that hide in storms, the eagle will fly directly into the storm. Why? Because the eagle knows that the very winds which threaten to destroy it can actually lift it higher. So as spiritual beings, we have to really begin to live from that place of spirit and know that whatever storms we're going through can actually help us lift higher. So I'm going to have you stand. And I'm going to have you move around the sanctuary, because you're going to spread your wings out, because this is about movement. We've been sitting for a while. And I'd like you to move around Think about your storm if you have one. It could just be, no chickens. We love the chickens. I love petting chickens, but we are eagles. And think about whatever storm. The storm could be, I don't know what I'm doing next. I feel a little lost right now. The storm could be anything. It doesn't have to be major. I forgot I'm connected. Yes. Fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the Spirit carry me. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly under the, I forget the words. Exactly. Fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the Spirit carry me. I want to soar like an eagle to the sea. Fly, fly, fly. Woo! Eagles soaring. Yes. So, as eagles, what storm are you called to fly into? And how? I know. So does anyone have a storm that they feel like they're being called to fly into that will lift them? Anyone willing to share? What storm are you being called into that's going to lift you? Amen. So everyone can hear. Meg, that's phenomenal. I just want everyone to hear that.
Okay, so I feel like we are called to fly into the challenge of what our nation's government is up to. It's a storm, but it's a great creative opportunity for us to find new ways to connect,
yes,
persevere, and transform
what is
going on.
That's right.
And to fly into the eye of the storm.
Yes.
Because I know for me, I can whirl and swirl and twirl like crazy little people that I am.
Yes.
Judge it and cry and just like almost like get sick to my stomach. But when I remember, Gary talking about the eye of the storm, you can watch it all and not get so where I'm going to fly is right to the eye.
That's right. Thank you, Rev. Denise. Someone said something peaceful? Bernard, why don't you share?
I was just adding, fly into the eye of the storm peacefully.
That's right.
We don't have to bring in the guns and the clubs and the...
Oh my goodness.
Because that won't work. That'll just instigate
It won't work.
More.
And everyone has a right to their opinion, even if you don't like it.
That's right.
That's right. Let's do it peacefully.
3.5%.
Yeah. Let's do it peacefully. Anyone else? Amy would like to share?
I was thinking of the Bette Midler song, From a Distance.
Oh, yes.
And I think we soar to fly above, and we gain perspective.
That's right.
And we remember our oneness and that we belong to one another.
That's right. We fly above. And we also know, if you study a little bit of just social psychology, anthropology, look at the data, people go from liberal to conservative to liberal. People shift in a lifetime based on what's happening to them physiologically. So we have to have really great empathy. Sometimes you want to go into your cave and you want everybody who looks like you to go in there with you. Sometimes you're like super open to the world and I'm a cosmic citizen of the world. And then sometimes you're more closed off. We have to allow for that and really know that even with the back and forth, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, we are still progressing. We are ultimately all returning to God and all the good. Ooh, I don't know if my slides have, oh, excellent. So, when we fly like an eagle, could we go back to the slide before then, Lee? Thank you. I think it's SOAR, yes. So there's an acronym for SOAR, if you'd like to write it or take it in. S stands for surrender to spirit, soar on the eagle's flight. O is open to transformation. I also have it on my phone. A is align with divine truth. And R is rise above. So that is the acronym for soaring. In order to soar during these times, we need to surrender to spirit, be open to transformation, be open to the renewing of our minds, seeing the other side's point of view, not just telling someone they're wrong, having great empathy. Even when it feels really hard, I know it feels hard. But if we are one, and if ultimately nothing can hurt us, because we actually transcend and we don't stick around here forever anyway, it's worth having compassion. Align with divine truth. That requires aligning with what are the true spiritual principles of life. Every spiritual tradition, every religious tradition has spoken of these principles. You align, you get back into the groove with divine truth, and you rise above. So that's what's required at this time in life. And you can use that acronym to remind, well, I'm using it to remind me. So, look at soaring. So, effortless soaring. Eagles are pretty remarkable animals. They use thermal air currents to glide high above the ground with minimal effort, showcasing remarkable flight abilities. They have keen eyesight. With exceptional eyesight, eagles can spot prey from miles away, making them skilled and powerful hunters. They are also the symbol of strength. The eagle's soaring flight symbolizes strength and freedom, inspiring people to overcome obstacles and to reach higher goals. No matter what you're going through, it's time to soar. It's time to rise higher. It's time to fly like the eagle from within. It could be there's someone at work that you don't get along with, and there's conflict, and every single time there's always a back and forth, and you choose to soar by good day, and not having a bad word to say. You decide, I'm not going there. I'm not getting in that energy. That's soaring. The other day, someone practically took my car off the road, cutting me. I guess they were having road rage. I don't usually say stuff, but I had a moment and I thought, peace, be still, peace, my brother and sister. And I actually had the thought, maybe they have an emergency. Usually I'm like, jerk, can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, with everything I've been through, maybe they actually have an emergency and they're trying to get someplace. I was so chill. I was like, wow, that's soaring every day. And every day, it seems like silly, petty stuff, but that's choosing to soar. And those responding instead of reacting is so necessary right now. Everyone's everybody's nervous system is kind of agitated. And it seems like it takes one thing, boom, for people to just. So there is need for those of us who are choosing to not react, but to respond. And that is soaring. Because the global example is take it out on everybody. Take it out. Just take it out on somebody. And we don't abide in this world. We are abiding in the consciousness of the Most High. Next slide, please. If it's possible. So, I would like us, we're going to do a ritual of letting go of the lead. So, please make sure that your paper is complete. Take a few minutes to complete your paper. And this is going to be the crucible, the cauldron of transformation. In order to manifest golden experiences and peace, even if it's just peace in the midst of the storm, that is a manifestation of God's good. In order to do that, we have to get stuff out of the way. You know, you can't manifest on the yucky stuff. You gotta release in order to be open. So we're going to take 5 minutes. Is everybody complete or near completing? Take your time if you're not done. And we're going to close our eyes. We're going to actually come, you can, 2 lines, you guys know how to do this. If you'd like, you can put your paper folded on your heart, or you can hold it in your hands. Whatever is comfortable for you. And you're going to close your eyes and you're going to think of everything that you're releasing. You're going to release the energy. I want you to think about the energy of what's on that paper. And you're going to say to yourself silently, I'm releasing the lead. I'm releasing the weight. I'm releasing everything that holds me back. I'm releasing the space. I'm opening the space for golden experiences to come in. I'm opening the space for the golden light of spirit to come into my very being. I'm practicing spiritual alchemy. And as I release, I soar like an eagle. As I release, I soar like an eagle. So soar again means, and we'll say it together, I surrender to spirit. I surrender to spirit. I open to transformation. I open to transformation. I align with divine truth. I align with divine truth. And I rise above. And I rise above. And at your own time, you're going to come down and place your paper in the cauldron of transformation. And this is your dissolvable paper. It's the one that looks like a bit of a film. Thank you.
This is the one we want to dissolve.
This is the dissolving paper. It will dissolve. Yes. It's dissolving. Beautiful. Let that lead go. Let the heaviness, let whatever is holding you back go. Yes, merci Bernard. Good, good, good. Let it go. Let it go. So we're going to say our acronym again with energy. Once the last person has let go and they're back to their seats, we're going to stand and say our acronym because we need to, okay, so we open our arms and we're that eagle. And you're going to say after me, I surrender to spirit. I surrender to spirit. I open to the divine. I am open to transformation. I align with divine truth. And I rise above. Yay, God, yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So soaring is the map of the soul. We surrender, we let go, and we let God. We open, we remain teachable and willing to be transformed. We align. We choose our thoughts and actions rooted in spiritual truth, and we rise. We allow our spirits to lift us above circumstances. So, my beloveds, transformation is not instant. The alchemist of old had to work on that lead to turn it into gold. And that's the journey of life. It's not easy to be ye transformed by the renewing of our minds, but we commit to that. We commit to not being chickens. We love chickens. We love chicken streamers. We love chickens. But we soar like the eagles. So spiritual alchemy is the art of seeing every trial as the fire that reveals our gold. So, hands to your heart, we are living lives that are gold. I'm living a golden life. I turn the lead into gold. And I soar like an eagle. Yay, God. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, my beloveds. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was a joy. Thank you for coming. Thank you, live streamers. Thank you, everyone. Sending you so much love. And we'll see you tomorrow here in the sanctuary. Oh my goodness, it escapes me who's speaking tomorrow. Denise, Reverend Denise will be here, bringing you home back to spirit, illuminating your heart, and just cheering you on so you live the joy that the world didn't give you and the world can't take away. See you tomorrow in the sanctuary. Blessings. Bye, streamers. Mwah.